Hello, beautiful souls. It's your win-win show host, Regina Huber from Transform Your Performance. Apart from CEO and founder of Transform Your Performance, I'm also the channel director for the Win-Win Women Leadership Channel. And today I'm welcoming you from Miami Beach, Florida. I'm an adventurous, eclectic nomad, so while my business is based in New York City, expect to see me in different locations as we move along in time together, because I might just be nomading around. See, my eclectic life and experience on 5 continents have allowed me to become a multicultural and multilingual transformational leadership coach and an international inspirational speaker. And because I have had the good fortune to see so much sparkling brilliance in women all over the world, I have made it my mission for this show and for all its episodes to inspire you to ignite a fire wherever your path leads you and wherever you are in the world, to stop dimming your light and instead shine your brightest light out to the world so you can increase your income, your influence, and your impact, which then allows you to live a more fulfilled life. So again, welcome to today's show. The title of my show is What's Your Spark? And in fact, it's not just my show, it's your show. What's Your Spark is about how you can show up more powerfully in business and in leadership and sparkle your unique leader brilliance out to the world. Beam like a dazzling star with it. Shine with such a bright spark that people have to put on their sunglasses when they look at you. And by the way, when I say in leadership, this means leadership in any capacity. So definitely stay on here and come back, even if you're currently not in a position that's officially labeled as leadership. As you and I know, leadership doesn't come with a position. It comes with an attitude. It is an attitude, and it includes self-leadership. In fact, it starts with self-leadership. All episodes, for your information, have 2 parts. The first part is where I'm talking, and at times I will use a presentation, slides. Today, I'm only going to show you 2 slides, but at other times I may use an entire presentation. And then in the second half of this show, we'll have a conversation together where you'll have the opportunity to ask any questions you may have or chime in with your comments or your suggestions for future shows, which I would love to receive. Ready? Okay, cool. In today's inaugural session, I'll keep the content a bit more general, just for you to get a better feel of who I am, what I'm all about, and what you can expect in this show as we move through our episodes together. Every month, we will have an overarching topic. And sometimes the topic will be on for 3 weeks and at other times for 5 weeks, depending on the topic. Or we might just pick a topic again later in the year, pick it up again later in the year, because there are leadership topics that are just extra rich, extra juicy, or just very broad. And as we progress together, I also want to hear from you about what you need. What else do you want to see here that I have not covered yet? Yes, because as I said earlier, this is your show. So for starters, I'd like to introduce you to my signature framework that I created for my coaching and training clients. And of course, also for you. This framework has proven to be of great value to my clients. And in fact, it has allowed them to upgrade and accelerate their careers. And that's why I wanted to get some glimpses of it here. This coaching framework is called Powerful Leadership Transformation, or PLT. Let me show it to you on screen. This is what it looks like. As you can see, it is built on 4 pillars. The first is a self-empowering mindset and heart set. The second is distinctive uniqueness. The third is body and energy conscious presence. And then as a result, we have inspired and effective action. So these 4 pillars provide us with some amazing content specifically for self-leadership and for our own growth as leaders. And then, of course, in future episodes, we'll also get into topics like trust building, like courageous leadership, like inclusive leadership. And one of my favorite things to talk about when it comes to leadership in organizations is humanizing the workplace. Oh, and because one of my biggest passions is dance, I'll also share with you some business and leadership lessons that dance has taught me. You see, we'll hardly run out of topics. And because my show title is What's Your Spark? In our first few episodes, I want us to specifically focus on your very authentic brilliance, your unique genius, your specific greatness, and really go deep with it. Because leaders don't blend in. Leaders stand out. Leaders are not ordinary. They are extraordinary. They sparkle. And in my work, I call this your distinctive uniqueness. And it's pillar number 2 of 4 of the powerful leadership transformation framework we just saw. So distinctive uniqueness is what we're starting to explore today. And then we'll take a deeper dive next week. Does that sound good to you? Can I get a yes or a no in the chat? Yes? Yes, yes? Okay, awesome. Let's do this. I hope you're sparkling with excitement to be here. Who's excited to be here? Or maybe your word is jazzed or thrilled. Whatever your word is, write it in the chat. I would love to see it. Yes, I'm seeing your jazzed. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yes. Yeah, because I am hyper thrilled. That's my work for today. Yes, I'm ready to serve and to inspire you, to sparkle your brilliance out to the world, because I know you are super brilliant. We are all geniuses in our own way, and we came here to this earth to leave our unique footprint as leaders, each of us in her own capacity, even if not all of us maybe in an official leadership role. As mentioned earlier, leadership is an attitude, and it starts with self-leadership. In fact, I believe that self-leadership is the future. With the gift of your life, you've been given a precious chance to create the change you came here to create, to make the impact you came to make. And if you don't have a role model to follow, don't you worry. It's nice to have one, but the truth is, you don't need a role model. Why? Because this is your life, no one else's life. And you have a unique purpose, a unique mission, a unique way, and a unique spark. And I know you've got this. All you need is inspiration. And that's why we are here on Win-Win Women. You know what's fascinating to me? There are currently 7.9 billion people on Earth, and no one has your DNA. Think about that. I think that's freaking fascinating. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me. No one like you has ever walked on this planet, and chances are no one like you will, unless you get cloned, of course. No one has your DNA. No one is carrying around the same unique set of talents, skills, gifts, abilities, your background, stories, experiences, passions, all of that just waiting to come out and be utilized for good. You are a unique package of brilliance. And this didn't happen by accident. Power woman. There's a very good reason for that. Want to know what it is? It's because the world needs exactly you. And we need you to embrace your brilliance, your unique leader spark, and to play full out with it. Play as if your life depended on it, because you know what? It does. Your life worth living depends on it. You could have the greatest leader greatness inside of you, but if no one sees it, if you don't show it to us, it's of little use. What a waste. right? And that's why it is my intention today to inspire you to sparkle your unique brilliance out to the world. So here's my question. Do you really know your value? What is that authentic brilliance, that inner spark that we want to see from you? Is it shining bright enough right now? And if not, why not? Would you even be able to define it, to describe it exactly? We women often hear you have to own your value for others to see it, to be considered for a leadership role. Or if you're already in a leadership role, maybe move into an even more influential one. Yes, we have to own our value, but what is our value? In order to own our value, we need to uncover it first. We need to be fully aware of it. This isn't just about some superficial stuff, like your most obvious talents and skills. These are important, but they are not all there is. There's so much more to be discovered. I also had to dig deeper with this so I could fully own my value. I started observing it, analyzing it. I asked others for feedback, and that's how I can now show it to others more easily. It's becoming an intrinsic part of me. And even after all this digging I've done, it's still a work in process. And you see, owning your value requires knowing your value, understanding it fully, understanding yourself, understanding who you are. Most people don't know who they are. And so it's hard to make our own decisions when we don't know who we are. We ask others, what should I do? When we should be the ones to know, because it's our decision. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Would you be able to answer these questions on the spot right away? Like, if I ran into you in the street and I asked you these questions, would you have the answers? And the questions are, and there's an entire list of them, so listen up. In fact, I'm going to show them to you on the screen. Here they are. What's your superpower? What's your top intrinsic value, or as I call it, your super value? What are your biggest unique assets? What's your purpose? What is the impact you want to make through your work and through who you are? And what distinguishes you for the role you want, for the success you want, for the business you want? And what makes you a leader, or maybe even a thought leader? Now, if I were if I were running into you, how would I know that you are a thought leader, for example, right? Just checking on something here. Sorry, somebody showed up on the screen. Yes, how would you know? I asked you these questions in the street, and what would you say? See, the answers to these questions need to be right on the tip of your tongue. You want to be able to spit them out right away, even if that's not exactly how you're going to use them. You're not exactly telling everybody how wonderful you are, right? You're not necessarily going to do that. You're not going to be in their faces with it. The way this works is you do the work. You sit down and meditate and reflect and journal on these questions, so you become deeply aware of the answers to them. And you get to know yourself and your value on a deep level. And eventually you internalize and embody these answers. And your unique brilliance will shine right through you, through your presence, through your words, and through your actions. Why? Because as we dig deep with our distinctive uniqueness, we gain greater self-awareness. We get to know ourselves better. We understand ourselves better, both our strengths and our shortcomings. And we can then indulge in self-development to make up for some of these shortcomings, to get rid of limiting beliefs while using and highlighting our strengths more effectively. And eventually, we can control and lead ourselves better. And leadership starts with self, doesn't it? Said that before. How to start this process? Well, there are many ways. One way is by making a list of your unique qualities. I call these unique qualities also your unique assets, because some of them are literally worth gold. They are your gems, your treasures, and they can lead to more money in your bank account and to more satisfaction in your career. But just like gold, we gotta dig them up first so they can sparkle. So here's my suggestion. Start out by writing down your unique qualities, all your talents, skills, positive personality traits, natural and acquired strengths, your passions, anything you think is valuable about yourself. And then as you look at your long list of items, because I know you'll have a very long list. So once you have that list, narrow it down to the 3 items in your list that are the most important ones, the 3 that stand out, the most valuable, top. Yeah, that's how you gradually get to your superpower, your top value. All the other answers for the questions I gave you will fall into place. And we'll work more on those questions in your next session next week. But for now, just get the ball rolling, have fun with it. Yeah, I suggest you get a dedicated journal for this self-discovery process, so you have it all in one place. You will be surprised how much more is in you, independently of where you are on your journey at this time. Whether you're very young still or very seasoned. Yeah, and as we get to know ourselves better and to value our own distinctive uniqueness, it then becomes also easier to see and value it in others as well. In our team members, our business partners, our colleagues, our coworkers, even those we don't like that much right now, even those who bother us, right? So profoundly understanding yourself and your inner value also leads to greater confidence. And it changes how you show up in the world, what you believe and know yourself capable of, how others perceive you. It gives you the courage to do the work you came here to do, even if that requires major change, even if it requires changing directions completely, stepping on a different path, a new path. Or you may want to stay on your current path, which is absolutely fine, of course, and create a bigger vision for yourself. Deep self-knowledge allows you to open up a whole other dimension of your unlimited potential, a magical realm of potential that's just been waiting to explored and discovered and to unfold and flourish. Here's the thing. So many people talk about stepping into your full potential, but the truth is you can never step into your full potential. Sound disappointing? Well, it's really not. Because your potential keeps growing and expanding as you step deeper into it. Yeah. And as you're moving into it, you're also stepping into a completely new paradigm. When you change how you show up in the world and others start seeing your value, the result is a boost in your confidence, in your success, in your income, and in the satisfaction you get from all your work. But not only that, it now also allows you to make a bigger impact, build a legacy, and therefore live a more fulfilled life. And I know that you are here today because you are stepping up to be a leader, and that means making an impact. So I assume that's exactly what you want, isn't it? Greater influence and impact, and therefore greater fulfillment. And when you do this, you become unstoppable. You know, it's not just a word. We use this word so loosely sometimes. We really want to grasp it. What does that mean? If you do all of this, then become unstoppable. Why? Because you're entering a circle, a virtuous circle. Yes. Greater awareness of your infinite potential and your limitless inner power leads to greater confidence, to an enhanced business presence and leader presence, to greater visibility, to more success, to greater influence and impact. to more recognition and acknowledgement, to more fulfillment, higher self-esteem, which again fuels your confidence. And it goes around and around and around in a circle. This virtuous circle starts feeding itself. Isn't that amazing? You now find yourself in a self-nourishing process, and it's almost like you cannot help but move to the next level and continue growing again and again and again. You have become truly unstoppable. And because you're unstoppable, it doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop with you being unstoppable. As a leader, you can now pass this unstoppability, if that's a word, I don't really know. Well, if not, we just invented one, right? You can now pass that unstoppability on to the people you reach through your leadership, through your example. The most inspiring leadership doesn't happen by words. It happens by example, by observation. Others will be inspired by your deeds, your acts, your actions, how you show up, even more than by your words. Yes, words are important. And I love words. Otherwise, I wouldn't be speaking here. And I love languages. That's why I speak 5.5. And words can be very inspiring, but words are not everything. And when our words contradict our attitude and our actions, then they become hollow. They become worthless, because people will realize that what we say is not aligned with who we are, with how we behave, with our attitude. They realize that we're not authentic, and it's all just a facade. That's one extreme. That's one side of the coin, right? And on the other side of the coin, there is powerful inspiration through all elements: attitude, words, actions. And once your followers or your fans or your audience, your team members, whoever you want to lead and inspire, once they recognize your unstoppability, they will be curious to find out how you got there. And that's your chance as a leader to not just inspire them, but also give them the tools to be successful, because you have already done it. See, ordinary leaders are concerned about other people holding them in high esteem. Extraordinary leaders encourage and guide others to hold themselves in high esteem. They help others build their self-esteem, their self-trust, and their self-image by challenging them to see their own unlimited potential and use it. And this is where your leadership comes in, and where self-leadership turns into leadership of others. And here's another thing that I want you to work on, because again and again, I come across leaders who do not have a clear vision. They either never wrote it down, or their vision is outdated. And hasn't it changed a lot for many of us in the last 18 months? And if that's you, then tonight start writing your vision or update your outdated vision. What is it that you truly want at this point in your life as a leader? What's your most burning desire? What do you want for your world and your success to look like in 2 years, in 5 years? First, make a list of all the things and people you want in your life, in your ideal life, the business or job or role you want to be in. Then describe your vision in full sentences. Write it down in present tense. Be specific and descriptive in your language. You've probably heard it before, but do we always do it, right? It's proven that what we write down becomes easier to achieve. Now, I'm curious here, how many of you have a written vision? Would you share in the chat box? And there's, it's okay if you don't, then you can always start now. I'm seeing some great comments here, by the way. Yes. Going to go into those in just a bit. Yeah. So who has a written vision here? I'm curious to see that. So just take your time to type it in. But why is this so important? Because your success as an influential leader also has to do with your leader, with your visionary leadership. Yes. So I like to follow visionary leaders, and most other people do too. Is vision writing something maybe you would like me to expand on in a future episode? Then let me know. how to write an effective big vision and then actually believe that it's possible. So let me know in the second half of the show if that's something you would like to do in the future. Your vision is closely tied into your specific life path and purpose, which falls under my pillar of distinctive uniqueness. And the implementation of your vision is dependent on a self-empowering mindset and heart set, which is another pillar, as we saw earlier, of the coaching framework. And the third pillar is what I call a body and energy conscious presence, because your success as an influential leader, of course, also has a lot to do with your leader presence. I promise we'll go deep into leadership and business presence in the future, and we'll look at how to show up more powerfully with a compelling and confident presence, because it's one of my favorite topics. Why? Because I grew up as the shyest kid in the village, but I always had an adventurous spirit inside of me, and I was filled with insatiable curiosity. This insatiable curiosity pushed me out into the world. And I instinctively knew that I had something to share with the world, a message. But there is no message without it being shared. And sharing our message requires getting out there. So how to learn presence. And I'm definitely going to dedicate one of my upcoming episodes to that topic and how we can step into our magnetic presence despite being shy or introverted. And if you feel like you cannot wait for that and you want to make some progress with it on your own for now, maybe check out my book, Speak Up, Stand Out and Shine on Amazon. It gives you an entire collection of tools and techniques you can easily learn on your own to amp up your confidence and your presence before challenging business situations, such as speaking, meetings, negotiations, speaking in public, presentations, job interviews, or any other business situation you might face. And by the way, this book is endorsed by Laura Langemeyer, who was in the movie The Secret. In any case, do your assignments. Make a list of your unique assets and start writing and updating your vision. And of course, stay tuned for future episodes. So much more to come here. Now, if you're one of those women who are great decision makers, which by the way is a feature of all successful people and especially leaders, and if you're a woman who is all for taking action right away and who wants to take this to the next level, I'm offering you a special opportunity here to work with me today, which is only available here on this show, but it's also available for existing clients. It is a one-on-one coaching session with me where I'll be supporting you with one major challenge that you're facing right now, or if you prefer, one major step you'd like to make in your career right now, one upgrade you want to initiate. So my sessions are usually $600 plus as part of the bigger programs, and this is a very special get to know me session at only $197, and it includes my starter checklist, which in itself is an amazing clarity finding tool. And of course, the one-on-one session with me. I'll post the link for that session in the chat box. And I'm also gonna say it out loud to you. Let me see if I can do this here. Apparently I can't right now. I'm gonna do that later. Okay. If you're saying, hey, I'm ready to upgrade my career, my life starting today, just click on the link that I'm going to post in a bit. It's transformyourperformance.com/new possibilities. And then we'll get you scheduled. Leaders know how to make decisions. So make your decision on this quickly. It could be a yes or a no. Perfect. You know, perfectly fine either way. If you feel like it's your time to advance for this rate, it's probably a no-brainer. Typical results from my coaching are greater visibility in your organization or as a business owner, which leads to new opportunities, promotions and raises, successful transitions into new jobs, organizations, or business ventures, even improved personal relationships as we remove pressures and stress from your professional area, and as you increase the understanding of your self-value and take on a powerful attitude. One of my clients up-leveled her career and with it her salary multiple times in just 2 years, and we only worked together for 6 months, so she made the money back right away. I'm talking about a young lady who works in tech. And let me share what she said real quick about the work we did together. So you can also read more testimonials, of course, on my website, transformyourperformance.com. But this is really, this is so awesome. It was a turning point in my career. I had just stepped into a new role where I was suddenly responsible for helping drive the technical direction of my team. I was terrified. In our initial conversation, Regina and I set goals for what we wanted to accomplish together and what I ultimately wanted my life to look like in the future. My short-term goals were realized faster than I imagined. I got a raise within 2 months and I leveled up shortly after. It was a big investment in myself, in my career, but Regina has been worth it. I know that every time I sign up with her, I make that money back and more. And she's done it again, by the way, after this. Of course, in one session, we can't get you up leveled 4 times or whatever was the case with this lady, but we can set you off in the right direction, push you in a really good way. And if you decide you want more, then you can always sign up for more, and I'd be more than happy to support you further. So if you're ready to sparkle more of your brilliance and up-level your success, your leadership presence, and your belief in yourself, which is the biggest part of it, whatever your current challenge or your most burning desire is, allow me to support you. And I promise I give you some of my best stuff and my best self. You're only a few clicks away here. So if this is for you, great. And if not, also great. In any case, don't you let anyone dim your light. Don't allow anyone to dim your light, please. Keep shining, sparkle away like a diamond or like a precious pearl, because the world is your oyster. And I am now opening it up for questions. We have 28 minutes left. Let me.
I asked you a question in chat.
Yes. Can I quickly stop the recording? It's not working for me here right now, so I will need to somehow get to that.
Okay.
And it's not that I cannot find it, it's just not working for me right now. I might have to. It is some type of a quick tech glitch, so please bear with me.